Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, good evening as of 5 minutes ago. It is Harry Muppet, and we're going to be casting week number 7, the last week of the Art of Warfare in-house tournament, bracket number B. So we're running down the number of games we're going to be casting. As I said before, we're going to be casting this one, then bracket 8, and then next week I'm going to be doing a few games of players that somehow missed being cast the entire tournament. I do have replays for everybody, but they're like of like week 1 or 2 or something like that, and I just skipped over them, and I haven't seen replays from them since. So yes, gonna go back, gonna cast them, and it will be awesome. So let's introduce these players though. We definitely have seen both of these guys before. Is going to be Kitaooji. We're going to be calling Mr. K up the top left side of the map, and this is actually one of those maps where we haven't really seen a lot of it. So you got the natural expansion over here, you got the third base down there, the ramp down to all the killing ground. You've also got this thing over here. We have seen a couple of crazy maps. I can't remember if I cast them or somebody else cast them, but there was a map where this entire thing was covered in like, I think it was TLO versus somebody. I can't remember if I cast it or if I watched it on somebody's channel, but it was TLO versus somebody else. I think it was like a free-for-all map, man. It was absolutely nuts. But yeah, regardless, we're going to be checking this map out. So it's Mr. K up the top left, and he is from Best Team Incoming. We've only seen him once before when he was actually in bracket C. So he's since switched over to bracket B. I can't remember what week that was, but yeah, he's in bracket B now, and we will see how good he's going to be doing. And of course, down the bottom left side, it is going to be Nebose from Team Insane, and we've seen quite a bit of him. Well, we've seen quite a bit of the Fallen One, who was his predecessor, but this is the second time we've seen Nebose, and he has won the previous game up against Bookie from Wingman. So yes, expecting very, very good things from Nebose. And as you can see right here, he's going for a command center before barracks build. So very, very ballsy, and the map is just so huge that I don't think Mr. K can do anything about this. So, I mean, to put pressure on that man, you've got to have a crazy amount of stuff going on. He just doesn't have it. So Mr. K is probably better off getting his early base, getting his spawning pool, macroing up, getting a third base, and then I think he will be in a very, very good position to start taking this game away. But we'll just have to see how that goes, because I mean, we always talk about based on previous results, this player's going to win, and usually end up right. And definitely Nebose is going to be favoured in this game, man. He's such an awesome player. He's been putting on a ton of awesome stuff previously, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy, man. I really, really do think that he's the favourite in this game. But then again, I mean, you really don't know. I mean, Mr. K, we've only seen one game from him total. And yes, he did lose that game, but that does not mean he is going to lose this game. He's doing pretty good. He's getting out the workers there. He's got a slight worker lead, which is what we'd expect. We are going to be expecting Nebose to sort of clear that out in a little bit. But Mr. K actually going for a ton of workers at the moment, putting everything he possibly has into workers, not even mining gas. There we go. He's going to be starting to mine some gas at the moment. Weird gas placement, actually. He's got the one down the bottom, one up the top. Not sure what he's really doing there, but he is looking pretty good in this game. He's looking like he's doing something. Like he's not slacking off or anything. He's definitely doing something. But we can see that Nebose right on his heel in terms of the worker numbers. You can see he just jumped up to 1,200, 1,300. That's a bunch of mules that just came down. So the Terrans, man, they can just boost up their mineral income by such a crazy amount. It's not even funny. Mr. K keeping an eye on this third base. But man, if Nebose is trying to move out for a third base, then Mr. K has got to be worried about something. We do not have a third command center, thankfully, yet. But here we go, going for a third base. And funnily enough, he's actually going for this one. This one is a lot closer and a lot more secure. Well, maybe not closer, but it's more secure. Although the Reaper is going for that one, so yeah. But choosing not to take it. It's a nice sort of boundary as well, because it means that you can't sneak up on the main anymore, which is interesting. There's no rocks there. I thought there might be rocks there, but the Reaper actually go to see the third one. So Nebose doing a very, very good job and making sure that he scans every possible thing that could be going on. He could have just scanned this, didn't see anything, and he's like, Alright, our Zerg player is not going for a third yet, but he did choose to scan the other one and did see it coming out. Here we go, a bunch of Queens coming out, going to be knocking this Reaper away. Reaper's not going to be able to do much. Even one Reaper, even if he's not harassed by Queens, really doesn't have much options for actually killing workers. They're mainly scouting force. Unless you start to get up 2 or 3 of the bastards, it's extremely hard to kill any workers with them. But here we go, Nebose building up a very, very solid wall with a nice gap down there. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or by accident, but he is totally open there. And meanwhile, we do have a command center being built right out in the open here. So not even bothering to build it on the high ground and then fly it down, which is actually would be a really good option because it's so close, but just building it down there. And man, that's ballsy. That's very, very ballsy. And here come the Marines to take out the Overlord. So this guy, I don't think he's going to make it. I think he's going to... Oh, I thought he had the high ground cover out of visibility range. I thought he was for a sec, but then the Marines killed him and I was just like, nah, he does not have that advantage. Does not have it at all. So he does go down and it's a bit sad. But what are you going to do, man? Mr. K going for a ton of workers, really wants to push out that advantage. He really needs to because he's evened up with Nebose at the moment. But then again, I mean, if we have a look at the units here, 24 Marines and a Marauder versus Jack all. That is right. Mr. K has nothing and Nebose has everything. So he has got out a ton more workers. He's managed to spew up about 10 more, but he can't keep playing the race for macro supremacy and just not build any units. He's got to build units at some point. He's getting out the Baneling Nest, he's getting out the Spy, so he's got all the tech. There we go, 18 Lings coming out. So it's a risky play to go for that because there could have been a whole bunch of Marines and Marauders at his base by now if Nebose really wanted to. So it's a bit of a risk not getting anything yet, but it has paid off in this case. Nebose has left him alone and now he's got all the tech structures he needs. He can feel free to start spending a lot on Lings. And suddenly, Mr. K looking like quite a dangerous player. He's made a play and it's working out for him, but it's still yet to be determined if he can beat Nebose at this sort of macro game, man, because we know his Mutilating is going to be awesome. Just looking at the way he's playing, he's doing everything right. He's even getting a 4th base up, so I feel like he's going to do an awesome job here. But yeah, I mean, you can have the best macro in the world, you can have the best play in the world and pull it off successfully. That does not mean your micro is going to be beautiful. It just does not. He could go out there and he could still, yeah, he could still just fall apart to some great stim micro. It's just a thing that could happen. This Marine, man, actually I think he killed like 2 creep trimmers or something like that, but doing a great job. And here we go, Mr. K going out there. No muters as of yet, but we just saw 6 being produced. Probably a few more on the way, so he's got gas income coming out of his ears. Doing a really, really great job. And man, if he gets this 4th base up, mining the gas on that, there is no limit to the amount of crazy muta play he can actually do, man. It'll be absolutely nuts. Meanwhile, Nebose does have quite a lot of stuff. A lot of Marines, a couple of Marauders, Medevacs, you can probably get a few more of those, but 3 is not a bad number. And Widow Mines as well, doing pretty good. So 3 more barracks coming out. He's in macro mode, and these players looking very evenly matched so far in this game. We do have a bunch of guys coming out, and the creep spread from Mr. K is doing a fantastic job. That's actually a major advantage to taking your 3rd down there instead of over there, is that you could put the creep spread out so much earlier, get the creep so much better over there. Oh, the Banelings. Oh, just landing on top of the Widow Mines. Really, really great job. They didn't quite get the Widow Mines there. They were going for the Marines, but sort of backing off a little bit. You do not want to attack in this bottleneck. Do not send your Lings down that bottleneck. That would be a horrible decision. And Mr. K choosing not to do it, so props to him for listening to me. But yeah, it's a horrible decision to send your Lings down there. You want to be able to surround everything. Do we have a bunch of Overseers? We've got at least 1. 2. Alright, so 2 is good. 2 is very good. And that means these Widow Mines will not just be able to be popping off a shot and then just going for free. So we'll see if Mr. K starts stringing out a bunch of random Lings down there just to sort of pop the Widow Mines off. 2 Medevacs full of Marines coming around. They could do a lot of damage to this 4th base, which is relatively undefended. And there, Mr. K, is he going to start streaming them down? Do not send all of them down, just stream them down bit by bit. The Muta's actually coming out. Taking a lot of hits. Oh, what a mistake there. What a mistake. So many Mutas getting destroyed. The Lings are going for this army. They're trying to survive, but they are surrounded. The Baneling's going to be taking them out, but then again, Widowmine's getting some great hits off, and that, man, those Mutas, oh, that was so bad. Or losing all those Mutas is so bad. He is just overwhelming Nebose at the moment, although most of Nebose's forces are back here, so I don't know if he's got enough to fend off all of these Lings, because that is a ton of Lings. But here he goes, dropping down at the 3rd base. Mutas don't want any part of that, and I do not blame them, but they're actually going to go straight inside the medevac, and I feel like that was a bad decision. I mean, when you've got a ton of Marines on the ground, you do not necessarily want to load them all into the medevacs when there is Mutas around, because, yeah, you're going to load them in, and suddenly the Mutas, and don't have to worry about the Marines anymore, they just go straight for the medevacs, take them all out. Yeah, you're still trying to go for the medevacs, but the Marines were on the ground, and that was just bad. Oh, the Widowmine's doing such a great job. 9 kills, 22 kills. He's trying to run here, but the Widowmine's slowly whittling down this incredibly massive Ling army that Mr. K has built up. And here we go, moving back, stimming and running, doing a great job, but the Banelings are coming in. He could potentially waste all of these guys if he keeps his reinforcements up, which he is doing a pretty good job. Where is the Overseer? There he goes, he's going to take these guys out. Another Widowmine hit. Very, very bad there, but Mr. K, for the time being, has sort of put Nebose on the back foot, pushing him back. But Nebose's reinforcements, that is the production tab, ladies and gentlemen. That is 16 Marines in the production tab. And his macro is absolutely awe-inspiring right now. I mean, Mr. K is doing a great job, but I do not think that he can produce as much as Nebose is producing right now. He's just completely insane. He needs a couple of macro hatches or something like that to be able to keep up with the Terran player, and he just doesn't have them at the moment. So, look at his minerals. He's up to 2,000, Nebose up to 1,000. So he's doing a much better job at spending all his money. He's getting more money as well, and he's staying down. So, wow, he's actually killed a ton of workers off Mr. K and built a ton of his own. He's quite top heavy in terms of his actual army, but you know what? He's in the lead, so go for it, son. Do it. And all the medevacs quite exposed here. The Mutas could take him out. There goes one. He almost got another one, but the Marines are ready to chase the Mutas away. And Mr. K desperately needs Lings, but he does not have the production facilities, man. He needs a macro hatch. So he needs a couple of macro hatches. He's got tons of minerals. He does not have nearly enough hatcheries to actually build them, man. Just bad, 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 bad. At least he's getting the spawn lava going down, man. He's doing a great job with that, but just not enough production, man. You need so much production to be able to make this Ling work. Just producing Lings constantly. And he just hasn't got it. He's having to send his Mutas in against the Marines. It's a bad place to be. The Banelings, though, getting great hits off, and Nebose just totally failing right there in his stim micro to try and get those guys down. But look at this. He's got another army coming in already. And Mr. K trying to get the Banelings up in time. It's just, oh man, I don't think he can keep up with this incredible amount of macro that Mr. K is putting out. Oh, the Widowmine's going down, the Mutas are getting taken out, and Mr. K is trying really hard. He's pushing him back by the skin of his teeth, but yeah, in the end, man, I mean, it's just too much. Nebose, he's got to be getting a 4th base pretty soon, man. He's got to be, he's almost out of here, so he's got to be moving those guys over to a 4th base fairly soon, so should expect to see that. There we go, he's got it highlighted. Is he going to lift it up? No, he's just putting some, what's those things called? Mules out, I guess. Here we go, a bunch of Lings coming out. No Banelings. Oh, there are Banelings over here, so he's doing a pretty good job. And look at the amount of Marines on the board. He's just building so many of them. It's just crazy. This is like the most units lost I've ever seen in a game. 274 of these guys. 228 Marines, man. That is 228 Marines lost in this game. That is an incredible amount of Marine pressure, man. And you got to think, Nebose, I mean, you're awesome and all that, but a tank, man. One tank. You know, just please, for the sake of your Marine Army, build at least one tank, because obviously the Widow Mines are not cutting it. But here we go, he's pushed in, and he may have finally knocked Mr. K off. I think Mr. K is actually out of minerals at the moment, man. He's actually just, the income deficit just wasn't enough, and the macro hatches, man. I really feel like a macro hatch could have done him a lot of good there. He never got it though, but in the end he did run out of minerals. And Nebose was running out of minerals as well, man. He really needed to land this down. But both players, fantastic job, and yeah, congratulations to Nebose. He's been an exceptional player in this tournament, and we're seeing it once again right here. So, congrats to him. Tomorrow, we're going to be checking out, it's going to be Paddy from Paddy's Heroes versus Boogie from Wingman, and that is going to be a sensational game. Paddy, of course, one of the most awesome players in this tournament, and I mean, anybody from Wingman, of course, they win all over the place. So I actually have no idea who's going to win that. Usually I look at a game like this one and say, all right, Nebose probably going to win that. But the other game, Paddy versus Boogie, you got no idea, man. It could be anybody wins that game. So we're checking that out in a sec. Stay tuned. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.